What is going on, YouTube? In today's video, we're going to be back to work on my 4.8 liter LS, and today we're going to be assembling this motor. And I have it covered up right now, but I'm going to be throwing the crankshaft in and checking the bearing clearances and all of that. So let's go ahead and uncover this motor and let's see how we can get it on my engine stand, because I did not buy another one. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, people, so I am back. So here's the block, and I did a little bit. I had two of my main caps on. I took those off already, and here is pretty much everything. So I got it on the stand. My brother rigged it up for me while he was here, which it works perfect. So shout out to him for that. So pretty much what I need to do is take the torque wrench that I just bought, the bearings that I have, I need to put them in all these slots according to how they're supposed to go, and sit the crank in, do all of that stuff. And to measure them, I bought some plastic gauge because I've seen people use that. I didn't want to buy the tool because I don't put engines together often, but just got some plastic gauge, and it's made by Mahel. You can find them at pretty much any parts store. I'm going to use that to measure my clearances on the bearings. Alright guys, now that I got that on, let's go ahead and put the crank on and put the other bearings on and see how it goes. Alright, so I got the crank in, so now I need to throw the plastic gauge on somewhere on these journals so that we can get an accurate reading. So now I'm going to tear some pieces off and I'll show you how it looks once I'm done. Now I have all my plastic gauge pieces. As you can see, a little blue strip, just have that sitting on top of the journals. Got one off in there, right here, right there. I already have a main cap on top of it just because I wanted to throw that one in. And then we got our last one right there. So you want to just place those strips, and now you just install the rest of the main caps as normal. Torque them down to the correct spec. Alright guys, so next, after you get your main caps in, which I believe this is the right direction, I hope and pray. I looked plenty of times and I believe it's right. I know that your outside ones are supposed to face opposite of each other, and then your other ones go the same direction as the first one, I believe. I looked a few times because I kept getting turned around, but I think that's it. So next, what you want to do is you want to throw all your inside bolts in, all your outside bolts in, and then your side bolts. Side bolts, I'm not sure if they matter, but you can still throw them in anyway. All right, people, so I got all the bolts in, and so now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and grab your torque wrench. This is just the cheap Harbor Freight one. You want to set it to 15 foot-pounds, and you want to start with the middle bolts, so the ones that aren't sticking up. So all the inside bolts, you want to start with those. And what you want to do is you want to start in the very middle, torque these two down, and then work your way out. So start in the middle two, then go to either the left or the right side, and then torque those, and then lastly you want to torque your outer middle bolts, and then the same process for the outside bolts. So that's how we're going to do that. So I'm going to set y'all up, and that's what I'm about to do now. Alright guys, I'm gonna attempt to show y'all this. So if you can see down here, try to zoom in, you can see that little line right there. That is the plastic gauge. So pretty much that leaves a residue right there, and all I'm doing is measuring the clearance. So before I assemble everything, I just want to let y'all know that all the bearing clearances checked out, they were all like 0.5, between 0.5, 0.05 or 0.005 and 0.010. So that's acceptable. That's within the stock clearance ranges, so I'm not worried about it. So with that being said, I need to now lube up the bearings on here with some of that royal purple. Alright, so let's go ahead and start lubing up these bearings. Alright guys, so we got everything back together, and I've already torqued it down same way I explained, and the block rotates, so it doesn't move that easy, but it moves, so that's good enough. So that's gonna do it for this one. So we got our short block together, or the crankshaft in, I should say, and that's a pretty big step. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and end it here. I gotta put some WD-40 in my cylinders and make sure they don't rust. And next weekend, or this coming weekend, we'll go ahead and start on the rest of the short block. So we'll more than likely be putting the pistons and rods in the next video. Can't guarantee it, but more than likely that'll be the next video, so stay tuned for that. And this build is continuing, so hope to have this done by May, motor in the car. So that's the goal. So we're gonna push for it. I'm gonna upload every weekend, or at least try to get some work done every weekend, because that's the only time I have time. So that's that. So it's gonna do it for this one. Go ahead and leave a like, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and comment if you have anything to say down below. So y'all take it easy. I'll see y'all in the comment section below, and I'll catch y'all on the next video.